By your own letter to the Speaker of the House, Iran is complying with the terms of the nuclear deal. If you break out of that deal, won't that send a signal to North Korea and other rogue nations that the U.S. can't be trusted to keep its end of the bargain? And Iran is already being sanctioned for its terrorism, for its missile advances by the U.S. Is another option, one that many Republicans on the Hill have suggested, to increase those sanctions to punish Iran for those behaviors?
Well, Andrew, I think it's important in any conversation on JCPOA, and I think this was one of the mistakes in how that agreement was put together, is that it completely ignored all of the other serious threats that Iran poses. And I just went through a few of those with you. And that's why our view is that we have to look at Iran in a very comprehensive way in terms of the threat it poses in all areas of the region and the world. And the JCPOA is just one element of that. And so we are going to review completely the JCPOA itself. As I said, it really does not achieve the objective. It is another example of buying off a power who has nuclear ambitions. We buy them off for a short period of time, and then someone has to deal with it later.
So should we just
don't see that that's a prudent way to be dealing with Iran, certainly not in the context of all of their other disruptive activities.
Matt Lee.
So, Mr. Secretary, you mentioned that the JCPOA is another example of the failed approach, likening it to strategic patience to North Korea. On North Korea, is there serious consideration being given to relisting it as a state sponsor of terrorism, something that was a designation that was removed, in fact, by the Bush administration?
We're reviewing all of the status of North Korea, both in terms of state sponsorship of terrorism, as well as all the other ways in which we can bring pressure to bear on the regime in Pyongyang to re-engage, but re-engage with us on a different footing than the past talks have been held. So yes, we are evaluating all of those options.
Venezuela, the turmoil of Venezuela today. Are you worried about the situation in the streets of Caracas and Venezuela?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all your...
The situation in Venezuela. Today there is a turmoil. A lot of people on the streets of Venezuela protesting against the government of Nicolas Maduro. Are you worried about the situation there?
Well, we are concerned that the government of Maduro is violating its own constitution and is not allowing the opposition to have their voices heard, nor allowing them to organize in a way that expresses the views of the Venezuelan people. Yes, we are concerned about that situation. We're watching it closely and working with others, particularly through the OAS, to communicate those concerns to them.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.